Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Multiverse YouTube channel. You know me from the brilliant episode of WCW. My name is Christian Payne. He is Josh.
Yes, I am.
So we don't know if this is going to be a reoccurring thing of a podcast, so we didn't come up with a name for anything. We just decided we're gonna have a little discussion because on the 26th of December, as most of you watching know, or listening, I should say.
Yeah, this ain't watching nothing.
Most of you know that on the 26th of December, the wrestling world was legit shaken and torn apart with the passing of John Huber, Brodie Lee, Luke Harper. Did you just fart? I hope that was picked up.
Yeah, I almost up too.
But Brodie Lee passed away.
It took me about a minute to lose all form of seriousness out of this in about
Yeah, but we decided that we're a bit late to the party. We were planning to do this earlier, but things got in the way. So we decided now to talk about our fondest memories of John Huber. So yeah, I will let you start.
Well, I think the thing that caught my attention more, because I'll go into favorite moments in that in a bit, but I think the thing that shocked me more than it's just how overwhelmingly positive people have pretty much been when it comes to his peers and that, because I think he's probably I don't know if there's ever been someone who has died who has been so beloved so quick, because it's not like he was around the locker room for a long period of time.
No,
especially AEW one.
No, he had only been there almost a year.
I don't. Yeah,
not even a year.
Not even
but,
a year. And yet somehow pretty much affected every person in that locker room.
Well, I should also say that a good chunk, as the internet wrestling community loves to say, a good chunk of the AEW roster was previously working alongside him in the other company.
We can acknowledge
in the WWE.
I'm not saying it's not. We're not.
But so
any company.
And plus various spots around the Indies before. And,
yeah, my thing was he affected most of Dark Order thing.
John Silver took it.
Took
it really hard.
Well, yeah, the one. Did you hear the one thing? Apparently Brodie just spent, I think it was up to $1,000.
The podcast equipment or something like that.
No, just buying him gear.
Oh, buying him gear.
He just bought him gear just to make him look more like a legit star. Just bought him on his own.
Jesus.
No one asked him or anything. He just did it on his own accord.
Yeah. Then you hear all these other stories about him buying wrestlers gear. Just earlier, I don't know when this story broke, but Sonny Kiss revealed that Brodie had told her about to make sure you take care of Anna Jay, because Anna Jay is going to be a talent, and she is a talent. We both watched the tribute episode of Dynamite, and let me tell you, I'd say that was better than WWE's Eddie Guerrero tribute, because it was, we'd been hit with a lot of deaths this year in the wrestling industry.
Last couple years, really.
Yeah, but I think this one is the hardest because we lost both Shad and now Brodie.
I think I've said this, I said this to you, and I said, I think this one affected me more than Shad's did, and it's only because when, I went out of, I used to watch wrestling, and then I went out of it, and literally when I just got back in, they were gone.
Crime Time, yeah.
Yeah, Crime Time and Shad and that, were gone. So I not watched them until more recent times, where Harper or Brodie Lee, I watched from the moment he started in like NXT all the way till most recent things. So
Yeah, before Luke signed with WWE, I had seen a couple of his matches on the independent scene, and I loved the name Brodie Lee. Now that I know where it comes from, I love it even more.
I don't know where it comes from. Do you know?
So he looked a lot like the actor Jason Lee, and
Okay.
Jason Lee's character in Mallrats was named Bruce. Brodie Lee. Slam it together. What does that get? Brodie Lee. I'm trying to make myself cheered up. So that made me more
Yeah.
liking the character, and I've always been into those, like, not outcasts, would you say, but like those characters that like obviously Brody had a natural ability and a natural talent. Like, it was even like I watched the before they were famous little thing that WWE did, and he was just called Huber Boy.
Huber Boy.
Yeah, and then he was wrestling under a mask or something, and the promoter was just like, you need to change your gimmick, and you need to, like, change something because you've got something, you just don't know it. Because he was dressing like us before. He was wearing just like a jersey and jeans, and then he, like, switched everything up and looked like what he looked like in WWE. So when he got signed, I was really excited. And yeah, I had watched the first match, which was against Jason Jordan in NXT, and then kept watching, and I remember there was a point where it was supposed to be Neville and Oliver Gray versus Harper and Rowan, and then here comes Harper dragging Oliver Gray's body onto the ramp and just dropping him. So that made me like him.
Did Oliver Gray return after that? I think that was like literally. I don't even know if he. I don't think he ever appeared again after that.
If anybody has seen Oliver Gray, please tell his mother we're concerned about him very much. We haven't seen him since. I don't know what happened.
I don't think.
Just watch. He's like the governor of some country.
Probably everyone is.
But yeah. And then it was the Wyatt family was interesting in NXT because, like, they were there and then they weren't. Like, they were there really
the thing, right?
For a good cup of coffee.
What's interesting about the thing is, like, people would say, like, Bray was there for a long time. If you watch that NXT, Bray was gone most of 2012 and most beginning of 2013.
Yeah.
He wasn't there long. Like, they were around long.
And, well, if we're talking about FCW transitioning into NXT, then we can have a different conversation. But just NXT, yeah, he wasn't there for very long. And the minute he was there, he was captivating. It was like Charles Manson meets
it was weird.
Duck Dynasty.
He debuted, he had a couple matches, then he disappeared for, like, a super length time. Like,
I think he broke his face.
I don't know.
And then he came back with that stupid Cody mask.
Like, he was gone off TV for, like, I think it was 5. Like, if I remember correctly, I used to watch it. It was like 5 or 6 months, and never was mentioned, and there was never a video or anything. And then when he made his return, was just with Harper.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, did he go to fight? I think the missing thing, I might have been explained, I just don't pay attention, probably. Knowing me, it probably is what happened. But I don't know if it was explained, like, did he leave and then find Harper, and that's why he came back? Like, that was always the one thing I never, like, understood about that.
Here's the weird thing. Because, like, we're getting sidetracked, but still, we'll get back to everything.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is he had, like, another guy before Harper and Rowan. I think it was the guy who's currently Luchasaurus. Either him or Eli Mustache Cottonwood.
I think it was Cottonwood, to be honest.
It's one of those big motherfuckers. He had another guy. I remember because there was, like,
I remember, yeah, because
FCW footage.
He told a story about how his
father went on this Ted Bundy tirade.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just remember watching this one episode of Raw, and then all of a sudden the vignettes, the fucking infamous, very well put together vignettes started showing, and I was just like, Yes! Finally! Some good stuff coming. And it wasn't until, like, obviously people have their reservations about how the WWE treated people that were getting called up. The Ascension comes to mind for me.
I think, though, the thing I was most interested in is they were first.
Who, the Wyatts?
They were really first.
Yeah. They were, like,
you
the
could say
first
Big E
real call-up.
But, like, Big E was...
Big E wasn't announced. He was just there.
And also, Big E was in a scenario where he didn't... Like, it's not like he did anything. Like, he got called up, I think, 2 or 3 weeks after winning...
The NXT title.
Win that NXT title. Like, you never even got a chance to see what he could.
Well, I mean, technically, if we're going down that road, I think the Shield were, like, the first real call-ups.
Yeah, but I don't consider that Dean Ambrose never showed up.
Huh?
Dean Ambrose never shows up in NXT.
He had, like, one match, but, like, I think it was
It wasn't on TV.
It was a taped match that didn't air.
Yeah, so he
But,
never appeared. Which is most hilarious when they're like, it's 3 NXT shows. Like, no, they're not. It's 2 of them.
I barely even remember Roman in NXT.
I remember Roman because if you watch Roman, Roman, like...
He had a character.
Roman
Yeah.
actually had a character there.
But, yeah, he's showing a little bit of what he's doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so when they get called up, I don't know why. But I immediately thought he was gonna go after the Undertaker. He went after his brother.
You know the thing that I always found weird, like my favorite. It's not even the actual vignettes. It's the vignette thing, the running thing that went out through the night he debuted.
Mm-hmm.
They debuted where they like sent a reporter to go find them.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? Oh,
no, I don't.
They have
the way you're making it sound, making it sound like Jeremy Borash looking for Kurt Angle in TNA.
I don't think it was that, but it's like
Was it Josh Matthews? Please tell me it was Josh Matthews.
It's not even like an actual person. They just sent a guy with a camera.
Like Blair Witch?
Sort of, yeah. It's literally like in just his perspective of holding the camera, and they send him like go and look for the Wyatt family. And he goes over to like this one farm, and this is the one part that made me laugh so hard. I don't know why this made me laugh so hard, but they go to a reporter, and not a single word is said, unless you just don't hear this guy saying a word. But he just immediately, they all just turn and look at him, and they just go, "They're that way," and I'm like, okay,
what?
Yep,
this happened.
Yeah,
this was the thing.
Yep, and then they go to. And then they cut to, like, he arrives on the Wyatt's farm thing, and Rowan is chopping wood, and then Harper, like, he bumps into Harper, he turns, bumps into Harper, then looks back that direction, and Rowan is gone, and then...
I remember Rowan chopping wood, but I don't remember the rest of this.
Yeah, this goes on for, like, this was going on up until the Bray thing, because then... Because then...
We're gonna have to look this up later.
He goes into the farm thing, and... He starts snooping around, and Luke Harper don't like that.
Luke Harper don't like that.
Luke Harper then, like, pretty much brings him to where Bray is, and then it leads to the Bray, and then the next part of that is Bray's, like, promo where he introduces them, and then they beat up Kane. I always felt Kane was not the guy that should have jumped.
No, for whatever reason, I just thought they were going after the.
I wouldn't have done Undertaker. That would have been.
That would have been way too fucking.
That would have been a way bad idea.
For some reason, I thought they would have gone after Randy Orton.
I just think not. Like, I would have just said just some men we get because I think
Jericho could have been a good one too.
And since if they were doing Money in the Bank, you could have just had them having an ad match. To be honest.
Yeah, they'd do with Lesnar and just show up and win. Anyway, you gotta show me this because I don't remember.
We can definitely, yeah.
So yeah, they get into the feud with Kane. The ending of it was kind of stupid in the Ring of Fire Inferno, House of Flamethrower match.
I think the one, I'm not even gonna acknowledge how long rambling this.
Well, they have like 7 different names for the Inferno match now.
I think the only thing that annoyed me with that is, like, it was meant so it's, like, it still cement, like, Bray couldn't beat Kane by himself.
Yeah. But my favorite, like, Luke Harper moment, and it was a thing that I had literally just remembered. I had to go back and watch it because I remember it happening, but I didn't know if it actually happened. I thought I was being Mandela. It was Battleground. It was Battleground 2015. It was the Usos
14.
versus... Fuck, okay. Well, Battleground 2014 was close.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah,
It was the Usos versus the Wyatts. And let me tell you, Harper is a house of fucking fire in that match. Like, he is cleaning the Usos' clocks.
I don't know if I've watched that match.
Well, we're gonna watch it, because it's a fucking barn burner. Oops.
I think mine is not even, like, an actual...
Match.
It's not a match, it's more the thing. It's the one story in, like, 2017, which to me is still their biggest
Misuse of him? Oh, it's the Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, the slow build of him.
Yeah. Everybody and their dog is saying that should have been a triple threat.
It should have been.
It really should have been. And it's not like he wouldn't have won.
No,
but he could have really shown what he had.
It's also weird to build a story around 3 people that cuts one person.
Yeah, and it's just... but anyway. But that...
Although that match... Yeah. You seen that match with Randy?
On SmackDown?
No, it was on Elimination Chamber? Or Fastlane, one of the two. One they did it that year?
Fastlane. So yeah, I gotta watch that.
That match is like really good showing for him too.
Okay. And then obviously the little program that he had with Dolph Ziggler and the Team Authority, Team Cena debacle. Mm-hmm. So like WWE, yes, they could have done things better, but I don't want this to be like WWE completely misused Luke Harper.
No, they did.
They didn't.
They did.
They used him. They used him adequately. They used him. They used him fine.
It's a scenario where like you. Here's the thing. Like it's easy to say, oh well, he could like.
He was underrated.
He's overrated. He could have been like everyone says like he could have been world champ, which they're absolutely right. He could have been.
Oh yeah, he could have been.
But you can't really be mad at Vince for in a scenario looking at that and thinking he's the one to put the thing on. Especially if you look at all the Wyatts, like it's Bray or Braun. You could see like why.
But if we are talking about a fantasy thing, so it's 2017. It's WrestleMania 33, right? Mm-hmm. Forget the fact that Goldberg won the Universal Championship. And in one of their little draft, let's fucking shake the soda can and see who goes where. Mm-hmm. Let's put Luke Harper on Raw and put him in a Fastlane match with Kevin Owens. Because those two, money. Mm-hmm. That's a match. That's an ass kicker. And I even think Luke Harper had like I want to say he had a house show match with Lesnar as well. It was either him or Rowan, but they did work a house show. Because Brock had this weird thing with the Wyatts for like a hiccup.
The thing, right? It's my most nice part is he had a stare down of Wyatts. The Wyatts something about that he never faced Bray.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
He'll get his comeuppance at the Rumble. Bray will get dropped at the Rumble.
If Bray's even in the Rumble.
He'll fucking be in the Rumble.
He might not.
He'll do the thing that Taker did to Kane that one year in 04. They play the Firefly Funhouse music and then nobody shows up.
Oh, okay. I was saying he's not gonna be like in like they're not gonna put the Fiend in the Rumble because then he would have. They're not gonna have him be eliminated.
No, they'll just put Husky Harris in the Rumble.
No, more like freaking normal, just Funhouse Bray. He could go in the Rumble.
Yeah, he can go in the Rumble, no problem. We're getting way off track.
I'm just chatting. We're just chatting. It all ends up going back to him. It's fine.
So I love the one thing that Jericho discussed on the AEW tribute show about being in Saudi Arabia. And I just remember how pissed off Harper was that.
Yeah, that
that
one picture. You see that?
He's standing there with like what Dawkins,
Dawkins
and
that,
he
and
looks like he's about ready to rip the jet in half.
He's just gonna beat everyone's ass in that damn jet.
He was way pissed off. I don't blame him.
I don't blame
he was
him at
one of
all.
the fuckers stuck there.
A lot of them were.
A good chunk of the roster.
But yeah, I just love that picture so much. It's like, this just tells Harper just as like, fuck these damn motherfuckers leaving me here.
But yeah, one thing that they did right with Luke Harper is that the character Luke Harper, other than the time that he was Intercontinental Champion for like what 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I got it right.
I think yeah.
The one time that he was Intercontinental Champion is one thing, but the character of Luke Harper itself is definitely better in a tag team.
Yeah. You'll never. You know what's hilarious, right? You'll never see a guy who's better at storytelling thing without talking.
Yes, that's the one thing that freaking Ollie Davis says, and I definitely agree with.
Because like
he has a way to tell a story with literally just his eyes.
Like I remember I was watching a promo where like it's Bray's the final appearance, the Wyatt's final appearance in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And they start chanting for Bray, and Harper's like eyes just moving like he's in just complete disbelief how much all of them are following him. And it's one of like I saw that, I was like, and there was that moment where I was watching that, I just like all I was doing was just focused on Harper for some reason at that point.
Yeah, he was really good at telling a story with his eyes. Not his facials, just his fucking eyes.
That thing, like anyone who's like, I think that was the only thing like that could hold like sort of held him like also back, and it's not a thing like it's not a dig at him.
No,
he's not meant to talk. He's not a great talker.
Well, let me just rephrase this so it comes off better. He can talk. He's just shouldn't talk much.
He's like Cesaro, in my opinion.
I was gonna say Chad Gable because he has the talent and the ambition. It's just
Gable can talk. Like Gable,
like I said, Harper can talk. He's just like
but Gable's
not.
I could listen to Gable talk. I could listen to him talk for a while.
Yeah,
I think what made
in ring wise, I think he's a Gable.
Mine's like overall package.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then Cesaro's a good.
Because my thought was in ring work is insane. Like, and everyone says he should have been used way better. And then his talking, like, cause here's the thing, like everyone's like Cesaro's main issue is he can't talk, which is not true. Cause and everyone says like he does have a personality. If you just watch him up, down, he has a personality.
Oh, he definitely has a personality.
And I think, although hilarious. I will admit they have started slowly intertwining that bit of like his personality and he just does in short bursts. But you notice when he does it.
Mm-hmm. When he did do it. Yeah. I keep forgetting to mention in like the past tense because it's definitely. Well, personally, it's the hardest death that I've ever had to deal with in terms of a wrestler, because it's just like it made me think of mortality a lot. Because like, if anybody knows me, I don't take care of myself very much.
Not many people on here know you. So.
And he like took care of himself pretty well, and he was still struck with this.
Well, also, you should think that like he's the most selfless man I think in wrestling.
Yeah, it's the one thing that him and Shad had in common.
Yeah,
they just like wanted to make sure everybody else was okay before they were.
Yeah, his family was his main.
Yeah, and like hearing what Rowan said about what he would say every time he would get off the road. Whew.
I didn't hear this.
And because every time they would get off the road, Harper would look at Rowan and say goodbye forever, because he wanted he felt like the time he had with his kids and his wife was forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why when he held up the sign, it said goodbye for now as a reference to that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just seeing that big bearded Viking cry.
Yeah, that book
That's
what
really
got me.
hard to look at.
Because I could look at anyone else, like Cole Cabana's emotional through it, and everyone else emotional through it. But for some reason, Rowan crying is what got me. That, and then Bray's Instagram.
That put me over the edge.
That was... Because I don't know why. I cannot tell you why. But when I found out, the person I was waiting to hear from most was him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. I felt he was probably the one, like, in WWE and that, like, that he was probably closest to.
Yeah, until I found out about, like, how close the New Day guys were to him. I was just like...
Yeah, Woods especially.
Woo!
Woods especially.
Jesus. I swear to God, somebody's gonna end up getting his face tattooed on. Like, it's... Wow. But yeah, Bray's Instagram... Like, seeing the fact that he was just like, I promise I'll put your kid over in dark matches. That, my God. So, we promised to ourselves that we wouldn't bring fans into this conversation. So we're not. But there is somebody we do need to talk about.
Yes, there is.
I'm
gonna let you do this one because you know more about.
I'll do the best of my abilities without ripping my lungs out from screaming.
Don't scream.
So sorry.
My God.
Oh, I dropped it. Okay. So what is it? Pro Wrestling Torch or the Torch or
I think something like that. Yeah.
Scumbag website. One of the dirt sheets. This guy by the name of Bruce Mitchell. I almost said Bruce Pritchard.
I was like, I'm not the biggest Bruce Pritchard guy, but don't throw him in. He's not.
But Bruce Mitchell.
Don't compare them to.
So, for those of you who don't know,
at least one has respect.
Brodie Lee passed away from a non-COVID related lung issue. His wife confirmed this on various sources. So, Bruce Mitchell writes an article claiming that both his wife and AEW, because AEW had known about Brodie's condition but kept it quiet out of respect for Brodie and his family. But this scumbag's article claims that AEW and the family were covering up, basically throwing the accusation that Brodie had in fact died of COVID-19. Which was horseshit.
Yeah.
And overall, the worst possible thing to do is to shoot a grieving wife in the chest when she's already bled out after losing her husband. So, allow me to grab my tennis racket and throw on my glasses and say, Bruce Mitchell, if you're listening to this, you're a no-good cocksucker that I hope rots in a grave. Fuck you. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
Because if I go any longer, I could have a heart attack. But yeah, overall, fuck Bruce Mitchell. And fuck the Torch. And while we're at it, all the other dirt sheet websites out there.
I'm not sure if, really we need to go at them. It's not like they...
Well, there's another one that hired him, so fuck that one, too.
Yeah, the one that posted that one.
Yeah, because he gets fired and resigns or whatever, and he gets hired by another fucking...
I don't know if they hired him, but they just posted that article again.
Well, either way, fuck him.
Yeah.
this article shouldn't be out. It shouldn't have been written. It should have just been fact as fact and leave it at that. So, AEW did their tribute show. They retired the current design of the TNT Championship. Gave it to Brodie Jr. in the middle of the ring.
I still say because obviously you clearly tell they expect him to be in the business when he's older. Although
they signed him to a contract.
I said, remember what Thomas was saying? It's like, that'd be really weird if, like, later down the line, when he gets older, he just decides
he's going to be a ballet dancer.
Oh, decides, he's not interested. Apparently, I just found this out, right? Jim Ross made him a promise that he would commentate his first title match as a wrestler. The kid.
Jim Ross knows how old he is, right?
I think Jim Ross thinks he's immortal, I swear.
Jim Ross is immortal, but careful what you say. Jesus. Don't go around. Somebody better knock on some fucking wood. It's 2021. I don't know how shit this year's gonna be either.
It's 2021. Everything just randomly becomes perfect now because it's a new year.
But I wish you didn't tell me that, because now I'm gonna be like watching Jim Ross. Somebody get a agent on him, please. Make sure that he's doing okay, because I'm concerned now. Because when people say stuff like that, they digging themselves a friggin' hole.
I don't know why he just said it. I guess.
It's just like Cody said he's gonna have his first match or whatever. That is more plausible.
I said though I could see Cody Rhodes at like, how old's Cody right now?
Hey Google, how old is Cody Rhodes?
35 years old.
He's 35.
Okay, so I could see like 55-year-old.
That's good math.
20 years from now, I could see 55-year-old Cody Rhodes, even though he probably can't go, still going out there with his grandiose entrance and everything. Just
this year, now it's the Smashing Pumpkins playing into the ring,
just to make sure he gets to have that match.
But yes, Brodie Lee Jr. is signed to a contract and is somehow getting paid.
I feel like probably just
the piece of paper.
Well, no. Also, I feel like it's probably, if they actually have him under anything, it's probably just to help the family.
Yeah.
Although, going on to I think it was CM Punk and
Mick Foley are giving their proceeds to their Pro Wrestling Tees merch this month to Brodie's family.
And then Brodie's T-shirt that they released
broke a fucking record.
Became the number one in a couple of hours. Became the number one selling T-shirt in 2020.
Yeah. In 2 hours.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy held that until that.
Yeah. Yeah, Wrestle Talk also, for this whole month, when they do their Raw podcasts or whatever that involves people doing the chats, that goes to Brodie's family. And I think Xavier said something about his Twitch revenue or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I don't think Woods gives a shit what Vince says at this point.
I think
because that man's immortal. He's really immortal.
I feel the best part about Woods' thing is like he's in a scenario where Vince really can't do anything to him.
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna fire the guy who has a YouTube and Twister? I bet you that he'll be.
You're gonna fire the person that's literally the only reason your fucking video games sell.
That, and the only reason, like, he's the guy that like every game-related sponsor wants to chat to.
Yeah. Didn't he just get hired by Nickelodeon, too?
I don't know.
To do that fucking show that he really wanted to do? He got, like, this host for, like...
Oh, G4.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Just got made.
Probably not Nickelodeon.
That is not.
No, he wanted to do that reboot of the show.
It's just its own, gaming network.
But yeah, he got hired by them, so, like, he's
kind of in this real untouchable.
Yeah, he's literally... I can't believe I'm saying this. Other than Lesnar, Well, he's not even there now.
Yeah.
So Woods right now, fucking untouchable. You can't do anything to him.
I want to see the scenario in Vince's head where he fires him.
That's gonna cause a firestorm.
Because one, he's friends with pretty much everyone.
He's friends with the whole goddamn roster.
He's friends with the whole goddamn roster. The whole goddamn roster is involved in his thing. The whole roster is going to continue to be involved in this thing. They're not just going to stop because he works for not there.
I really don't want to sound like the dick that's gonna say this, but to be honest, I think Xavier Woods is the reason that Tyler Breeze still has a job.
Why do you think that? I'm very curious now.
Because he's literally all he does is up, down, down. And then the occasional NXT stuff.
Well, yeah, because he teams with
Dango,
who just never stops getting fucking injured.
Yeah.
Good job, Dango.
Tyler, I'm sorry if I've offended
you. Just use me, Tyler. Tyler's just a complete, according to you, Tyler's such a useless person that the only reason he has a job is because he's...
Well, I mean, the only person on the whole Xavier Woods bandwagon that's, like, doing stuff other than Xavier himself is Adam Cole.
Yep.
Breeze and Cesaro are sitting there like a bunch of putts as your phone went off, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Notification, just check it just in case. But let's try to get some stuff on a somber, not a somber note, a happier note.
Nothing interesting.
On a lighter note, let's talk about the goings on in the wrestling industry currently. Because you'll have to catch me up, because ever since I found out about Brodie, I watched the goddamn thing.
Okay, I'm trying to think of what I can...
So, like, today when we watched the little 2013 thing, first time I watched wrestling in, like, a couple weeks.
I kind of watch it, but I watch it, like, mainly just to kind of try to take my mind off it, even though it's really not...
It doesn't help, no.
It doesn't help.
No. Oh, it was really bad. Because I added a bunch of theme songs that I liked to my shuffle. So I was playing Spiral last night on call, and I broke down in tears because Swamp Gas came on. And I was just like, no! And she was just like, what's going on? I was just like, this was Brodie's theme song! Damn it. It really hit.
Although, I will say one thing about Brodie Lee Jr. Completely knows how to use a kendo stick, apparently. Just a master of kendo stick usage.
Yeah, him and Aaliyah Mysterio really know how to whack a mole with a fucking kendo stick.
Well, man, if you're just apparently the first, if you are a kid of a wrestler, the first thing you learn.
Oh my god, I gotta show you this. I gotta show you this indie
stick.
clip. There's this indie clip where it was a kid's birthday, and he really wanted to get in the ring and whack a dude with a chair. And he's like maybe 10, right? Mm-hmm. So they bring him into the ring, they give him a chair, and he wallops the guy. I gotta find the clip, but I'm pretty sure the guy got a concussion from that chair shot, because he fucking whacked him. Like, hardcore Holly stiffed him. Like...
Right on, kid. Right on, kid.
That chair shot will knock your dick stiff. Like, holy fuck.
Fuck that indie guy. Right on, kid.
I almost wish it was a CZW show, which, by the way, I got a match I gotta show you. But yeah, catch me up on what's going on. Okay. I know the bollocks with the Fiend and Alexa Bliss.
Did you see that end in the Raw?
At the birthday, yeah, I saw the clip of it.
Yeah.
It was kind of stupid.
I found it really... Like, I know it's supposed to be a clever thing, but I set it up. I was like, if you're gonna do it, can you not just end the show with the visual of Randy Orton lighting Alexa Bliss on fire? I know that makes me sound like a sick bastard, but if you're gonna go all the way, but just go all the way with it.
So, yeah, I know that, to my knowledge, the Hurt Business are tag champions.
Yep.
I
mean, you watched TLC, didn't you?
Did I? What was the main event?
Roman, I think it was. There's that Inferno match.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I didn't. Yeah, because my box wouldn't work.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they won then. And for some bizarre reason, Riddle is just associating himself with Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy's fine.
The Hardy Bros.
Hardy Bros.
Yeah, okay.
But poor Jeff. He's been putting in matches with Lashley and just consistently, no matter what the scenario is,
Getting fucked.
he keeps tapping out. Jeff could face Lashley with the entire army and just somehow still fucking
So,
lose.
I haven't watched... Yeah, from TLC, I think the last thing I watched wrestling-wise was that TakeOver. The War Games. Yeah, because wasn't TLC on after that? Or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah.
Roman is
I haven't
feuding,
watched shit since then.
Roman is feuding with Kevin Owens still.
Yep.
They had a match at the TLC match. The TLC where Roman won. They had a steel cage match on.
I just had a thing. This is stupid, I know. But since all these pay-per-views are getting taglines now, why the fuck didn't they call it SmackDown New Year's Revolution?
Because
I don't know. Continue.
Bruce Pritchard.
He's who came up with the name New Year's Revolution in the first place.
And yeah.
Anyway, continue.
They had a few. They had a steel cage match last week's SmackDown, and by the way, that was weirdly their Christmas SmackDown got almost 4 million views.
Oh, Legends Night. When's that? Monday. Okay, so I'll probably watch that because I want to see what Carlito does. And if I swear to God, they're gonna do the same thing they did with MVP.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. They're gonna MVP him.
Because if anybody remembers this, it was what, Raw 25?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So they announced MVP was coming back, and I was a kid on Christmas because I missed MVP. Right? He comes back, playing poker with APA.
One segment.
And then he's just walking to the ring later to do the beatdown on whoever it was.
But he wasn't involved in anything afterwards. That was like...
He was walking down to the ring for something.
I don't think
it was
he
like
was.
Hulk Hogan was in the ring or something.
Oh, he might have been involved in that back end thing with Austin then.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, Austin was... Yeah.
Yeah. So I swear they're going to do the same fucking thing with Carlito.
Just walk shows.
And if they do, I'm going to be mad.
Carlito just be walking around just biting an apple.
Because you were there. You saw how fucking furious I was getting with the fact that MVP was just there to fucking sit on his ass and
I wasn't
jerk off.
watching the show with you, but I could already tell. I'm like, because I was sitting there curious what they were going to do, and they messed that one up. I hope...
And then when he came back in the Rumble, I was like giddy, and then he got dumped out, and then Edge came back, and then everything was right in the world for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was really weird because that was the same day that Kobe Bryant died. So everybody was in a bad mood, and then Edge came back, and then everybody was like, oh, what happened earlier? Well, no, but like a good chunk of wrestling fans.
It was a very awkward...
It was a day. It was a day.
Yeah, it was a very...
Because here's the thing that was going through my head. Kobe Bryant dies, right? Edge returns. Billie Eilish sweeps the Grammys. I was having the time of my life in the last couple of hours. Like, holy shit. Like,
minus the first
fuck.
part. Minus the first part.
Yeah, minus the first part.
Yeah.
But, like,
the other two.
Pay-per-view going on,
yeah.
Like, I swear to God, once Edge, entered into the Rumble, I swear that's when I got the notification that Billie won 5 Grammys. And I was just like, well, isn't this a day?
Plus Drew winning, plus...
Yes, Drew won the fucking Rumble too. That happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it was... And then Drew kicking Lesnar straight the fuck in the face. And Keith Lee was in there for a hot minute, and it was real good.
I do love the,
That's probably the best Rumble match since... Rumble match. It was a really damn good Rumble match. And here's the thing. And people can complain about the way the first half was. The first half, going up to when Drew kicks Lesnar straight in the nose. Best booking of a Rumble match I've ever seen.
I think there's only one part, and is like there's two people I wish could have been given more longer time.
Yes, Cesaro and Keith.
Yeah. Although Keith's thing can be shortened down by just Lesnar's reaction to him.
And the fact that they did a double clothesline spot.
Yeah. Cesaro got
absolutely fucked.
I don't think he got a move. I think he at least didn't get as bad as Rowan was.
And then poor John Morrison, who comes in and immediately just gets thing. Also, another thing they could have extended a little bit more was Shelton, because they had like a hiccup where they were going to team up.
Then again, in that moment, we literally, if you weren't looking at that thinking, Sheldon, you're a gigantic moron, then you could... Yes,
but I would have loved to see... I was over the mountain when that was happening. You guys saw it. I was excited. I was just like, stretching crew! And then he got tossed, and I was just like, no, what are you doing? This is slowly become a Rumble review.
We're just kind of chatting about stuff.
So, yeah, that was a day.
Yeah, so I think their feud going into Rumble, although I kind of...
Whose feud? I'm sorry.
Roman and...
Kevin Owens.
Kevin.
Okay.
I always thought, although my mind is kind of...
It might be a triple threat.
Well, it was that, but my mind also kind of was annoyed.
Because didn't Jey Uso get involved in last night?
Yeah, but Jey also...
kind of stupid.
Jay's kind of present. Well, yeah, Jey. And most hilarious part is they had a match, right? And Roman was like, "You got to take him out. You got to take him out." So then the match does like its normal stuff. It goes to commercial break. They come back. Jey like misses something on top rope. Kevin hits a stunner and wins.
Huh?
That was literally the match. That was the main event thing. And then my favorite part is the commentary, just like he hits the stunner and they're just completely like one. And Kevin goes a pin and then hit the three and Kevin's like, "Hey, Kevin wins." Okay, then.
Speaking of SmackDown, I feel the need that I have to bring something up.
Oh God!
For those listening, Josh seems to have this beef, this undeserved beef with Rey Mysterio.
You can't believe you're actually bringing this up.
You know where I'm going with this.
I can't believe you're actually bringing this up.
So, for those of you who have seen that one match, it was Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins on SmackDown. It was the final encounter, I think, between the two of them. So yeah, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Rey goes to hit the 619, eats shit, completely falls off the rope, and completely fucking misses it. And like Josh has brought this to my attention. He hasn't been booked since. And Josh here will not let it go.
No.
It was like to the point where we were watching the Rumble in 2013 today on the network. Rey comes in and hits a 619, and I'm just like, oh my God, did you see that? He hit it. And Josh keeps laughing because he will never, ever, I swear to God, if he meets Rey Mysterio in person, he will throw that in his face and be like, hey, remember when you ate shit trying to give Seth Rollins the 619? Yeah, I remember that. Like, you're gonna rub it in his fucking mask. Like, it's so bad.
Well, I feel like the reason I got so annoyed with it, like...
Because it was the finish.
Well, it's also not, but the way, it's not like a thing where, like, it literally is the perfect setup for it.
Yeah.
The scenario is because it's Murphy turns on, Rollins is trying to get to Murphy, and Rey goes off the rope and is supposed to hit 619, and then they mess it up.
Yeah.
So then Rey has
to... It kind of reminds me of this one time where Jericho had somebody locked in the walls, and Orton goes to give him an RKO, or I think it was Edge going to give him a face plant in the mat. He was taking a face bump.
Yeah.
So he misses, and then he goes back and does it again. And then there was another point where it was Big Show goes to throw a bucket at Ricardo, and Del Rio's supposed to kick the bucket into his head.
Mm-hmm.
Misses the first time. So he goes to do it again, making Big Show look like a butt standing there. So then he hits it, and then Big Show takes the worst sell, and like, but yeah, and then Batista with the throwing his body back. But
like, it's...
Like, those, fine. You can deal with those. Like, those are forgiven. But God forbid if you're fucking Rey Mysterio and you miss a 619. This man, I swear to God, if Dominic misses something, he's just like, oh, like father, like son. Jesus Christ. Like, he fucking won't let it go.
I'm sorry, yeah, I forgot. I'm sitting next to the most forgiving guy who never has held a grudge over anything in wrestling. Forgives everything. Is such a positive guy.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I still hold Sheamus accountable for winning the Rumble and stealing Jericho's spot.
By the way, he's doing that. He's giving me shit for that. Then Sheamus comes out and he starts ranting and raving about how Sheamus should have not won that Rumble now. He's giving me shit for going on about Rey Mysterio thing. At least Rey's thing happened this fucking year. He's going
Well, hey, it's not this year anymore. It was last year.
Get a fucking grip.
It's 2021 now. Shit for brains.
Oh, it happened last year. I'm sorry. Well, yours thing happened, what, 9 years ago?
Fuck, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's almost been a decade since 2012.
Yeah. And you're holding him accountable. You're holding Sheamus accountable.
Jeez. Yes, because I like holding Sheamus accountable for stuff. He's such a punching bag.
Fuck you.
I just felt like people needed to know that. Hey, is it better if I tell the Globe story that they won't get? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No. You're not.
Exactly. I'm not telling them that.
They won't actually. Let's always tell them a story they won't understand. And now anyone who watches can be like, "What's the Globe story?"
Oh my god, now they're gonna do that. I tell you what, if we get comments about the Globe story, I will fucking tell it.
Yeah, I figured.
I'll fucking tell the Globe story.
If I immediately see a comment after this going, "Where's the Globe story?" I'm gonna lose my mind.
All I'll say is Josh had an experience with a Globe.
Don't put it. Okay, don't put it like that.
He gets pissed whenever I tell the story.
Okay, yeah, but don't make it sound like that. That sounds like a totally different thing. So when they hear this story now, it's gonna be so not what you make it sound like.
So what do we talk about now? We need to talk about something else because now I'm gonna end up telling the story.
Yeah. We gotta talk about a sign we ran into a sign.
You can tell that story if I tell the Globe story. Yeah, go on, tell it. But I'll have to tell the Globe story.
No, you tell that one first. That one's worth
okay.
That one's
so, oh, now you want
if we're comparing stories, that one is worth telling.
Okay, so we're at school one day, and Josh, he doesn't have a reputation for it per se, but if aggravated, he gets fucking angry. So I think at that point you'd already thrown a chair across the room. So teacher just gets mad at him for whatever, tells him not to do something. So Josh gets pissed off. I think he throws a chair. So
I don't remember. I can't say yes.
He's punching and kicking the lockers. And then all of a sudden I'm over there like a kid on Christmas because for some reason I like seeing him get worked up. So he starts walking over to this desk where there's a globe on the desk. And I see him going towards the globe. And in my head, I'm just like, shit, yes! He's going to whip this globe across the room. So he picks it up, and I wish this was video so I could properly explain it.
This will not be believable.
So he picks up the globe by the little circular thing that holds the thing. He picks it up and gently puts it on its side. Gently puts it on its side. He put that thing down like a mother puts a newborn baby in a crib.
I think you're a bit over-exaggerating.
I'm not.
I think you are.
I'm not. You gently put that thing on its side.
I will admit, I probably didn't. I know I didn't throw it. I know that. I don't believe I gently put it down.
Well, you didn't throw it with any force down. You just put it down. It's like... It's like a mother who's getting old in life and she goes to pick something up and realizes she can't pick it up, so she just puts it back down. I felt like for some reason that globe was too heavy for you to throw, so you just okay. go down. I tell that story to almost everybody who's gonna listen to it.
Literally, just no reason.
It happened like 10 years ago.
He's gonna be in a dang courtroom. It's just gonna start telling the story, and it's just gonna need everyone's gonna start laughing, but they're also gonna be really confused on why you're telling the story.
I swear to God, it hasn't happened yet. But I'm waiting for us to enter a room where there is a globe, and then I'm gonna poke at him, and I'll be like, "Hey, look over there."
You know what's gonna happen?
It's a globe.
You know he's gonna have when
You're gonna throw me into it.
I'm gonna grab the globe and throw it at you.
Okay, so that story out of the way, you can tell the stop sign story.
Okay, so we were at the YMCA. I think we were coming out of there.
Yeah, we were coming out of there.
Yep.
So to preference, there's a parking lot outside of the YMCA, and we had to get to the bus stop, which is like at the tail end of the parking lot.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So he starts. We were chatting. We were walking, chatting, and he's walking right into the direction of the stop sign. And he's chatting with me, but he's doing it, and he's like chatting, but he keeps looking at the direction of this stop sign. So my immediate thought is like, I don't need to warn him about this stop sign, because clearly he's looking this way. He can see there's a stop sign coming right towards him, like he's right there. And somehow, some way, he somehow collides and walks right into the stop sign.
And here's the thing, it wasn't like no small stop sign, it was like a comically large stop sign.
It was a normally sized stop sign that you would see. And somehow it just, even though looking right at it, just never, his eyes never saw it somehow.
And it wasn't like us laughing at it that made it funny.
Oh no, the entire
bus stop.
The entire bus stop is laughing.
Especially this one guy from Studio LC who I still say to this day got it on camera.
It's even better when we're sitting on the bus and you look at those people and they're still like looking at you and laughing, and then that's when you know.
Yeah, it was like the best moment, hilariously, of my life, I guess is how you'd put it. It's not proper English, but it's the funniest thing that's ever happened to me. Meanwhile, the story I tell is probably the most embarrassing story of Josh's life, other than when he busted his ass going to the store earlier today, because he did it in front of people, and this old woman wouldn't let him forget it.
Yeah, that was even worse.
We were already done doing what we were doing, and the woman showed up again.
The woman just shows up. I was like, "Don't you fall down going back that way." I'm like, I was thinking, "Would you shut the fuck up?"
But yeah, sorry we kind of weaseled our way around everything, but
we kind of just, that's.
We did this just to talk. We did it to talk about Brodie, and we also did it to try to cheer ourselves up, because it's been a hard couple of days, especially for me and for you as well.
Yeah,
it's
about
just,
a week now.
Yeah, I think he passed on the 26th, so 7, 28, about a week.
Yeah. So
but our sympathies and our condolences to the rosters of both companies and to the family.
Yep.
And to everybody else that has known John Huber throughout the years he was here. Yeah, I guess the thing that I gotta say to him is thank you for not English. Thank you for showing me that I'm not just an outcast and not just some guy who looks a certain way that can't be successful, if that makes any sense. Because looking at him, he's like, he's a behemoth of a man to look at. He looks like he could rip your head off, but he was like the nicest person in the world, and I guess
I think what I got from him mainly is how you don't everything doesn't have to be taken negatively. Like, he was pretty much overall positive.
Yeah.
Almost 100% of the time.
And Adam Blampier said this about him. Most wrestlers are an extension of themselves. Brodie wasn't really.
No, he totally did.
Because he played this, like, sinister, cold character that loved to be an abusive boss and throw papers at people's
And recognize
heads.
Griff Garrison.
And recognize Griff Garrison. But he was, like, the complete opposite of that backstage and in his personal life. So I guess that's just... Thanks for showing me how to be myself and not think of myself negatively.
The story, that thing to me that really solidifies, like, Brodie's mindset is when Brodie was unhappy in WWE, he was just going to stay originally just so he had that money so he could take care of his family.
Yeah.
And the only reason he left
was because his wife encouraged.
Because his wife and them encouraged him too.
Yeah. And the one thing that I think it was Kazarian said on AEW, he goes to bounce off the ropes and the middle rope snapped. And the first thing he could think of, I just broke one of the ropes. Be careful.
Yeah, to let him know.
Yeah, the first thing he did was let Kazarian know, and that was... Yeah. He's definitely going to be... it's definitely going to be a big hole
It is.
of empty without him. And it's like a thing where it was just so sudden, and you never really notice how much of an impact a certain wrestler or musician or actor or person in your life, you never notice how much of an impact they leave until they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Brodie Lee, Luke Harper, wrestler-wise, was fantastic talent, but, like, then you hear all the stories and then you realize he was more than that.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's hard.
It's so insane when a scenario where a person, a wrestler, passes away and what they did in the ring and on screen is second to what they were behind the scene.
Yeah. Like, I think the closest thing that comes to this was both Chad and Eddie. So I think, like, this is, like, the third
I think Eddie
most
was
impactful.
Eddie behind, but I feel Eddie is still more known for ring work than anything behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, them two are just mainly known, like, they've done some stuff in ring wise, but what they doing
behind the scenes
and how they were as people overlap.
Both Shad and Brodie, like, give the shirt off their backs and like, yeah. If it wasn't for Shad, JTG wouldn't have had a place to stay when he was training in OVW. And if it wasn't for Brodie, John Silver wouldn't have had gear, and a lot of people wouldn't have had a better career.
Yeah, he apparently, I read that he volunteered himself to to be the guy of Dark Order, only for the reason that he wanted to put everybody else over.
Yeah.
And want everyone else to be risen above to his level.
Yeah. Yeah. Before I get even more choked up, we just wanted to wrap it up there. It's been a good length episode anyway. So yeah, we don't necessarily know if we're going to do another one of these in the future. We probably will after Rumble.
I do plan on doing
pay-per-view reviews.
Like pay-per-view reviews, but also if I can figure out a way to live streams. Like,
yeah.
Since I'm getting a camera now, like, soon, and
yeah, I should probably check up on that.
Yeah, I plan to do, like, pay-per-view live streams or, like, pay-per-view type reactions and stuff like that.
You might have to wait a little bit for the camera because of the...
Yeah, well, I'm not saying specific. I'm not announcing a specific date or anything. I'm just saying when that happens, that's what my goal is to do. So
yeah, to whoever is listening, watching, I hope you enjoyed listening to our little rant. And for everybody, if you have like any family or friends that you're really close to, let them know how much you appreciate them. Because one thing that Brodie's passing has shown me is that time is very fucking short. No matter how many years you live, it's still not enough. So, if you have family or friends that you care about, let them know. Same with your pets. Let them know. Because you never know what's going to happen next. Tomorrow is never certain. So yeah, we thank and appreciate you if you do listen or pass this on.
Subscribe,
Yep.
like, comment, like your favorite
Yep.
Brodie moments.
And what I want you to do, if you can, link the Pro Wrestling Tees shirt.
Yep, I can
link.
do that.
And also, if you can, link that playlist thing that WWE made of his greatest moments.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to this wherever you are, and yeah, we'll see you for the next one.
See ya.